Okay, so then comes this photograph. Well, that's what they do. I'm personally getting a bit fed up of seeing photographs of the back of the heads of the children. This seems to be her latest ploy. And these things come out on a regular basis. And there's going to come a time when those children grow up and they realize that they're being used in this way, by their mother for publicity purposes. So I suppose what is she trying to show us? That they're still a contented, happy family? Well, let's hope they are. But I don't know why it had to come out at this particular moment. But I suppose that's what they always do. Every time there's any kind of a glitch or any particular reason, then something new happens. And as I've said millions of times before, the real reason is because they have to keep reinventing themselves and keep themselves in front of the public eye. He certainly achieved a lot of that over the weekend. I didn't like that. I didn't like the use of the children. I mean, we've heard a lot about how much she's keen to protect them from the public eye. And we're never allowed to see what they really look like. We just get the back of the heads. Now, I suppose she might argue that, for security reasons, they don't want them to be easily identified. But, that doesn't really wash, quite honestly. No, I mean, they are being used and they are the king's grandchildren, as he made the point in his, ill-advised broadcast on Friday. So that's why they're being used, and they've been given princely titles, and sometime they're going to go to school. I would have thought, much more danger, frankly, at school in America than they would be at school in the United Kingdom with or without this special security. The king, I think, has always left the door wide open. And, these children are going to grow up and they're going to wonder why they didn't see their grandfather. And they're going to wonder why they didn't see their other grandfather, too, by the way. And that is not the fault of the king or indeed of Thomas Markle. You know exactly who that is the fault of. Yes, I mean it's a lovely photograph of a father with his children having a nice time in a garden. That's rather different from what's going on today in London, with the royal family out in force. Maybe some of them would have quite liked to be in a garden, but it wouldn't have occurred to them for 1 minute to miss that parade and not to do their bit, not to respect the veterans. That is the difference between what's going on in California and what's going on in London today. I'm afraid that, if you really want to know, the moment that I became deeply suspicious about what she was up to was on the day when little Archie was born, because according to the timeline as it was issued to us, she gave birth and then subsequently went into labor. Well, women don't do that. I mean, that was the way the timeline was delivered. I mean, it was very, very confusing. And after that, she refused to let us know who the godparents were. Well, I don't really mind who the godparents were. I actually can't tell you who Prince George's godparents are, but I do resent not being, this information being kept back. And so I realize that she's playing games with us, and that's what she's always done.